We play and call it work.
Hello everybody, welcome to this Dark Angels Index Astartes review. So we have new FAQs, new indexes for all the Space Marine non-Codex compliant armies. Just to bring them more in line with the Space Marine book, Dark Angels is the one we're going to cover in this video. We did a review about the Space Wolves and their changes, it's up right now. And then Luke and I go into the MiniWarGaming vault and do a bat rep, 2,000 points of Space Wolves. Mostly new things.
Yeah, I tried my best to show off as much of the new stuff as I could, but I'm only limited to 2,000 points, so.
And then I brought Dark Angels, but only Deathwing. Now there are so many changes and buffs in this Index Astartes Dark Angels pamphlet book, whatever you want to call it, that I could not possibly show it all off. So I stuck with Deathwing. So, if you're a Dark Angels player, you can use a new Space Marine Codex. Right. You're going to get rid of your old Dark Angels Codex.
That's gone completely. You don't use anything from that.
Put it on the shelf. You have this little pamphlet you can download and print off, and the Space Marine Codex.
You don't even use, pretty much that pamphlet, much like the Space Wolf one, is just rules taken from Ritual of the Damned. Like, I assume all those stratagems there are strictly from Ritual of the Damned. None of them are probably from the Dark Angel book. Because you don't have that one anymore.
I believe that, no, so at least this one was in the Space Marine book.
Oh, the Dark Angel book?
Now, okay, so we're going to go over some stratagems, relics, I guess, special wargear, which I always skim over. But I think the first thing we need to discuss before we get into the stratagems, because it's relevant, is the changes
to the datasheet rules.
To the datasheet rules. Okay, yeah. so people watching this are going to fall into three categories. Dark Angels players.
Yep.
People who play against their best friend is a Dark Angels player or whatever. And then people who just like watch every video because it's fun.
Right, or people who hear the rumor mills of the overpowered Dark Angels and they want to come over here to confirm it. There's a lot of conversations online.
I can't deny that. Well, my opinions have changed slightly, but I'll give you how my opinions changed before and after.
There's always practice on. There's always the practical on paper, and then there's the theoretical,
right,
and then the practical, right?
Yeah. So if you're a Dark Angels player, you typically, this is not a rule, but you typically are a Deathwing and or a Ravenwing player.
Yeah.
You can play Greenwing, but that is tactical Marines and Devastators and tanks. So you can play regular Space Marines with Dark Angels.
Yeah.
But that's typically not the reason why you're drawn to the army. Me personally, I love the Terminators more than anything else, and I love the Ravenwing. I play them. Now, Greenwing, Dark Angels, you're just playing Space Marine Codex.
100%, yeah.
You're not really, not a big deal. The Deathwing and the Ravenwing got some serious buffs. One arguably better than the other. Actually, no, they're both actually very good.
Super good.
Super good. Okay, so let's talk about the Deathwing first. So, Dark Angels have a unique thing where they kind of have like 3 chapter traits in their book.
Yep.
So you have Grim Resolve, which is if they don't move, +1 to hit.
Everyone gets that.
With shooting attacks. And you can, what's the next one? Oh, you automatically pass combat. What's the word? Combat.
So you
combat attrition test. You
automatically
pass combat
when you
attrition
fail a morale check, one of your models runs, and then you never roll for combat attrition. You can only essentially you only lose 1 model per fleet, which is exactly what they had before.
Now, interesting enough, let's talk about that actually real brief. Excuse me. So that second one is similar to what we had previously.
Grim Resolve, yeah.
Only now it's useful. Because only 1 model can ever flee. That's actually going to come into play. It's actually going to be useful now.
Yeah.
Now the add 1 to hit if you don't move.
That's huge.
I disagree.
Well, it's better than what it was before.
I think it's in my opinion it is as useless as it was before. Don't get me wrong. I think Dark Angels is very good.
That's super fair.
If you don't move, +1 to hit. If you had this in 8th edition, that would have been crazy OP.
Right.
I think the way the game is played in 9th, if you're not moving, you're losing.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. You always moving in 9th. It's very rare you don't move.
But, I mean, eventually you're going to have a unit on the objective that you don't want to move.
Like Devastators or something.
It's not I remember the phrase what I said. It's not useless. It's just not, you're rarely going to make use of it.
And I think it is much better than the re-rolling hit rolls of 1. Even though for Plasma, it's a little worse technically, I guess, but...
Yeah, well, because the modified one, right? Yeah, so whatever. It's not a big. That is not discouraging to me in the least. You can't have every rule be amazing because we have 2 others that are actually amazing. So we have Deathwing Keyword, which is going to give you.
Anything with the inner circle rule, right?
Actually, yes. It doesn't matter that it's Deathwing.
They just have to
Okay.
have Inner Circle on their data sheet.
So anything with Inner Circle,
Which
also will have Deathwing.
Yeah.
We'll have some extra rules. So basically all your Terminators, all your character, everything in Terminator armor is have Inner Circle.
Now this is important because things like this is me ballparking this. I might be wrong, but things out of the Space Marine book that gain the Deathwing keyword won't have this.
Correct.
So they won't have the Inner Circle rule.
There's only one model from this book,
Should be
which would be
the Blade Guard veterans too, or Deathwing.
that's a different case, but that's
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But they're still Primaris,
It's true.
so they still get.
Oh, they get. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. You're right. 100%.
Okay, so Inner Circle. Each time a morale test taken for this unit is automatically passed.
That's
so
what they had before.
we never run away. Great.
Fearless.
Now there is a new downside to it.
Yeah.
Old Fearless. So when this unit is engaged, within engagement range of enemy fallen units, unless it is a vehicle, you cannot fall back. So I'm fighting fallen, you can't fall back. I've never fought against fallen.
I was going to say I've never seen someone have a fallen army. I know you're out there. You're one guy or two.
Actually, Mitch does, but I never played Deathwing against this fall. We usually do weird. Yeah. So yeah, they're out there. Okay. And then secondly, each time you select these units to fall back, unless it has a vehicle, Ravenwing, or Chapter Master, because you can have Inner Circle and Ravenwing, you can have Inner Circle and Vehicle, and you can have Inner Circle and Chapter Master. Okay, so unless you have those, if you want to fall back, you have to roll 2d. You have to roll your leadership test, 2d6 or 3, or you can't fall back. So if I want to fall back with my Terminators, I have to leadership test.
Right.
Now, you know what just popped in my head? I actually kind of thought about that one. Did I fall back ever in our game?
Nope.
Not once, eh? Nope. Okay, so we're good.
You fought to the bitter end.
Well, because over the moment, I always want to get that extra.
Yeah. Both of them, you always want to get that.
Now, the final one, which is the one that's causing a lot of hoopla, and the one that caused my email to explode. Each time an attack is made against this unit, if the unit has the infantry keyword, so all your Terminators,
Yep.
an unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of abilities of the weapons the models may have.
So poison, 4-up, anything.
You can only win them on a 4-up. Now, when I read this, I'm like, I had to check numerous times. And actually, earlier when I was doing the intro, you saw me check again. Because it still seems too good to be true.
Right.
Like, do they actually have it? Yeah, they only have Inner Circle. So I was thinking, this is so crazy overpowered, and a lot of people do believe that, that it's gotta get, it's a mistake, it's need to be errated, it's maybe make it 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, one
It
or
seems crazy good.
like on paper, right? But
In play, it was very good.
it was.
But it wasn't.
But it almost seemed necessary, you know?
Okay, let's be honest, Terminators are pretty good now.
Right.
But Dark Angels Terminators are really good now.
Really good.
Now,
I am not convinced it's overpowered.
I'm
not convinced. I don't play Dark
I-
Angels. I don't care. Like, I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's important.
I never want to be the guy who says the really good rule for my army is totally balanced and everybody should just learn to play with it. I want to be the guy who's like, I understand where you're coming from. This rule seems amazing. My gut also was, ooh, this can't be a mistake. This is too powerful.
Right. So in my mind, I don't think it's overpowered. I think it's really good, though.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely, really good.
After playing our game, which I want to point out that
But I
was
think it's fine.
actually really good. Our game was amazing. It was so tight, so close the whole way through. I think, okay, Luka's like doing, like he has to,
And
all
mind
these
you-
1s and 2s, twos and 3s that would be wounding me, they're not wounding.
Right.
I was like, well, this is really coming into play. This is really affecting his
Absolutely,
rolls.
yeah. Yep.
But I wasn't so overpoweredly amazing.
Imagine if you didn't have that rule.
That's the thing. So Termina's got an extra wound. Shields change up to 1-up, 4-up. They're better overall, but it appears that all these weapons got a little bit better.
Yeah, we're talking about weapons like doing flat 3 damage or just doing like D3 plus 3 damage. It's like, I think this is a really good rule. It's important.
It's solid. Now,
it's super important.
I don't think Space Marines, because they don't have this rule in the tournament. Our tournament are the same points effectively. I don't think Space Marines can play a full Terminator list.
Right.
Even you can do anything. It's gonna be playable, but like as an all-comers list, you're probably not gonna get away with it.
Right, and mind you, when I built my list for Space Wolves, I built it not trying to play around the inner circle. I built a list I would typically always bring. In fact, I was trying to show off new Space Wolf stuff. So I like when I built my list, I'm like, I'm not playing Dark Angels. I'm not playing Deathwing Knights. I am just building a list. So I had a lot of like strength 8, strength 12, like super high strength weapons.
I looked at Luka's list. I'm like, dude, you're bringing a lot of like these Terminators, these Dreadnoughts, for example. Like, I hard counter that. Like, you can't win me on it too. She's like,
this is a list I would typically bring no matter what I'm
Turned out to be a fantastic game.
This was such a good game.
So I got to play around with how to make I think I'm going to be able to figure out how to play full Terminator list again.
Yes, absolutely.
I still do want some Ravenwing in this list.
Now, obviously, there's weaknesses. Like I agree with Steve said. Any chapter could play like an all-first company, but it's not going to be OBSEC. It's going to move slowly, and it still can die pretty easily.
Yeah.
I think these guys could potentially do it.
Yes, I think they're very viable. I don't think this is gonna be top tier tournament list.
No,
but I never want that. You don't want that to back up anyway, right?
I think that this list could show up on a table and be like, yikes, that's scary.
Yeah, I think you see this in the stores. Yeah. Now, sorry, I got a weird itch and trying to scratch with my teeth. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm just weird. Okay, so there are 2 exceptions that are worth pointing out that are Deathwing that won't have the inner circle keyword.
Right.
So the Deathwing Champion and Apothecary is all in this index. The Deathwing Ancient is actually in this book.
He just gains the Deathwing keyword?
Yes, you take the Ancient, Company Ancient and Terminator armor, and you gain the Deathwing keyword.
Right.
He does not gain Inner Circle.
Because he doesn't have it on his dash.
I would expect a Rad to say he gets the Inner Circle keyword.
You should say he gains the Deathwing keyword and the Inner Circle rule. Yeah, absolutely.
And another unit, the Blade Guard Veterans, would be Deathwing.
Right.
But they don't gain Inner Circle, so they are not going to have the built-in. You can't win them 1, 2, or 3.
But they're Primarist.
They're Primarist, and they can use a stratagem. Also, I don't expect them to gain Inner Circle, but they could. So
it wouldn't matter either way.
So
it's just
the Dark Angels are very secretive about their past. They've allowed Primarist Marines to enter the Deathwing.
Yeah, but
now,
not the Inner
Deathwing
Circle.
typically meant you were in the Inner Circle. So maybe they're bringing them in, but I could see them bringing them in and giving them Inner Circle. I can also see them bringing them into Deathwing and then deciding not to bring them in the Inner Circle. So I can see lore-wise going either way. So yes, it'd be nice if Blade Guard Veterans got this. I'm going to spam them. I'm going to bring them like crazy.
They're super good.
But even if they don't get Inner Circle, I'm still going to bring a squad. I don't have them yet, but I actually have them. I haven't painted them yet. So before you go any farther on that, I'm just going to say, like, unlike the Space Wolves, I'm very happy to play with this for another year.
You know what? I did say at the beginning of the game that I probably wouldn't play the Space Wolves until they got their supplement fully released. But I mean, no, I could play this and have a lot of fun still. I'm fully happy with the changes. Like, you got some, like, I got like comparing our data sheet rule upgrades, Inner Circle, and what's the Ravenwing called?
Jink.
It's a Jink. Way better than Swift Hunters, but I'm still super happy with Swift Hunters. Yeah, like, I think Inner Circle's great, and I do believe you could play a full Battleforged, only Deathwing Terminators, Deathwing Knights, Blade Guard Veterans, if you want to throw it in there.
Now, weirdly enough, we'll get to the stratagem, there's one stratagem that makes you want to bring Ravenwing as well for the Deathwing, but it's the combined assault stratagem. Right. Okay, let's talk about the change to Jink. So what Jink was previously is anything that was Ravenwing, so anything black in Dark Angel's army would have the Jink keyword, and if it were to advance, it would gain a 4-up invulnerable save. Now, there are stratagems that also work with that to gain in other ways, but it was a nice little buff, but without the stratagems, it wasn't that big a deal. However, now, what it is Jink gives you a 5-up invulnerable save, unless you did not move in the previous move phase, then you get no invulnerable save.
Okay, so you always have to be moving.
Right, now, the first turn of the game, there is no previous move phase, so you have it the first turn of the game.
That's true.
So you have a 5 invulnerable save unless you don't move in your last move phase. But if you advance, you still gain your 4-up. So it's a straight up buff. I just have a 5 invulnerable save on my bikes now.
Huh.
Straight up buff. Yeah. The whole what are better, Bikers, White Scars, or Dark Angels, or Ravenwing? It's Ravenwing again.
Because the 5
White Scars are pretty good in close combat, though.
Oh, they're like super good in close combat.
Pretty good in shooting.
Yeah.
And typically, that's pretty good. So yeah, Jink, very positive buffs. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now we have that understood. Let's go to the stratagems.
Right. Those are the main changes everyone's talking about when it comes to the Dark Angels.
Okay, so we still have Evasive Assault for 1 command point.
I would assume these are all mechanically the same. Unless you know.
That one's actually exactly the same. Outnumbered but outmatched for the Terminators. I think it's exactly the same. It's so situational that you have to be fighting against a squad of more than 10 or is it more than 10 or 10 or more models? Containing 10 or more models to get +1 attack. Terminators aren't. If a Terminator squad is fighting a squad of 10 or more models, they don't need an extra attack. It's a really cheap, crappy unit that you're going to kill all anyway.
Well, I mean, I think it's more or less if you're fighting like 30 Gaunts or 30 Gretchen or something.
I don't know if I want to spend
a command point to
one
get
command
an
point
extra.
to kill 5 more Gaunts that are going to be.
Well, it depends if it's like 10 or 5. If it's like a 10-man squad.
It's not a useless stratagem,
Right.
but it's going to be super.
That's super niche, right?
Now, one stratagem which took me an embarrassingly long time to figure out its use.
Which was
Stand firm. For 1 command point, Deathwing Terminator unit from your army is chosen to get +1 toughness.
What do you mean it took you a long time to figure that one out?
I'm like, okay, so if they're strength 10, no, they can't win me on 1, 2, or 3. If they're strength 12, no, I can't win 1, 2, or 3. What if they're strength 5? No, they can't win me 1, 2, or 3. Oh, if I'm hit by a bunch of strength 4 attacks.
Right.
I just don't know why I didn't think of that. I kept thinking,
Okay, I get it.
So this stratagem, if a unit of aggressors is firing at Terminators,
-1.
5.
It's pretty much -1 wound.
yeah. So it's a very good stratagem that complement, because the one thing I'm now afraid of with these Terminators are a bunch of like small arms fire.
Yep.
And we have a stratagem to counteract.
Small
them.
arms, high AP is the best counteractive, but then you can just pretty much make it so they're only wound on 5s. I was trying to think of like, well, you can make things wound on 6s. It's like, nah, everything already wounds on 6
Yeah.
if it's strength 2 or lower.
Yeah, exactly.
So strength 3 doesn't matter.
No,
Strength 4.
it's
it matters.
only if you get shot by a bunch of strength 4
It
attacks.
only matters for strength 4 attacks. It's funny.
It took me like longer than it should have to realize.
Oh,
that.
you just did all the strengths. Like, okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, why did it? It doesn't
9
matter. What does the
doesn't
stratagem
matter.
do?
8 doesn't matter. You got your way
Because that's a
forward.
good stratagem for anybody to have.
Yeah, of course.
All right, we have full throttle, so Bugs can move again. High speed focus is the same, so you can still get your 4-up invuln after somebody targets you with a weapon.
Okay.
Honor of the Rock is okay. So combined assault is still 2 command points. We did retain it.
Yep, that's a
So
good one. Yep.
you could deep strike Terminators whole within 6 of a Ravenwing biker unit, and then more than 6 inches away from the enemy, so you get that near guaranteed charge. Not guaranteed, but near guaranteed charge. We retained that. Now, one stratagem that we lost, clearly we lost a few. Only one that we're gonna miss.
Weapons of the Dark Age.
Weapons of Dark Age.
Bye-bye. Again,
Yes.
that goes along with, I lost pretty much all the cool stratagems out of the Space Wolf book. You lost all the cool ones
Of the Dark Angel
and the
book,
Blood
yeah.
Angel, same thing.
Now, I'll say this, I am happy to trade Weapons of the Dark Age for all the massive buffs we got with the rest of the stuff.
Oh, yeah. And you know, it might come back with a supplement. Weapons of the Dark Age
Absolutely.
might come back.
I don't even care about our relics. The Corvus Oculus is no longer to be the relic you bring all the time.
That was the Talon
Add
Master
6
one.
to the range of a Talon Master's guns, and then +1 to hit. Now, the range is nice. Maybe it's not worth the relic, but the +1 to hit isn't that important anymore, because the Talon Master is listed skill 2 now, for whatever reason.
Oh, he's supposed to be. Oh, right.
The relic is still good, but it's no longer like I no longer need to bring it.
That makes me wonder if, while you're looking through that,
Yep.
I'm pretty sure my battle leader went up to BS 2+ as well. I think they just brought all like the lieutenant equivalents to BS and weapon skill 2+.
And I'm going to go over some of the, actually a lot of our things got changed, but we'll go over some more scrolls now. Azrael,
Yes.
his Lion's Wrath, his Mastercrafted Comet Plasma, was a little different. The plasma part of it only has 1 profile, so you can't supercharge it. It is always Strength 8, -4, 2 damage, Rapid Fire 1. Okay, nice little buff. I don't know why.
It's got AP2. It's got AP4. Did I have that before?
AP4? No.
No, okay.
It was a Comet Plasma.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
was it something? Oh, okay, so it was a Comet Plasma, but the bolt gun part of it was Strength 4, -1, 2 damage. It still is.
It's a master crafted combi plasma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the also buffed the plasma part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he gives you 2 command points now when you bring him in your army.
He didn't do that
That's,
before.
nope, that's always a nice thing.
He's Azrael. Makes sense.
He has the expected changes to Chapter Master / Captains.
yeah.
The Lion Helm, his little relic that he gets carried around with him, it's been changed a couple of times, but currently in the Dark Angels book that's no longer valid, it was models within 6 would have a 4-up invuln.
Right. Now it's just on Azrael. He has that.
No.
Oh.
It's units within 6 now have
Oh.
a 4-up invuln, but only from shooting.
Does it work on vehicles and everything still?
No. Sorry, it's going to be infantry and bikers.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. It used to work on vehicles back in the back in Index. Like that was
Whack-a-mole 8th. Like you said,
it's still infantry and bikers. It's units within 6, and it's only against shooting.
Okay.
So it's a buff and a nerf, so it's a little sideways. He does come with a Watcher in the Dark now. So a Watcher in the Dark is an upgrade you can buy for Terminators. It's a little token you can just like put in the table. It gives you a one-use only ability. It used to be a pretty cool ability. Now it's still a pretty cool ability. It allows the unit to once per game deny psychic power.
Oh, they can roll dice to destroy.
Yes.
I thought it just ignored.
So previously what it did was when they were hit by a psychic power, when they were affected by psychic power, they would expend the token and they roll a die, a 3+. The power would still technically go off, but they would be unaffected by it once per game. Now, it's like they can now attempt to deny the power, which means if you're targeting something else or buffing your own unit, we can try.
Is it like one use?
Yes, it's one use only.
Okay.
Yes. Now, also, because it's Watcher in the Dark, if it's against a Chaos Psyker, you get to reroll the result for your deny the Watcher.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I still don't know what the Watchers in the Dark are. They come up a lot in the books.
There's a... You know what? That's too long.
That's a long one, right?
Yeah. Okay, we got Belial, which is... We got to talk about it a little bit because Belial and Samuel had some changes as well. They used to have an aura of reroll 1s, but were able to have all Deathwing, reroll all to hit, or all failed to hit, or all Ravenwing.
Dark Angels would be 1.
Yeah, so they're kind of the same. So they have the Rites of Battle. Yeah, so they have an aura of Dark Angels reroll 1s to hit.
Yeah.
But they also have kind of like a Chapter Master thing, but it's Company Master.
Yeah.
So they can pick one Deathwing, Belial can pick one Deathwing unit and give them all.
Is it still character, or is he his only unit?
Or Deathwing character, you're right.
Yeah, so it's like the Chapter Master rule, but for Company Master instead. Yeah.
Basically it's like Belial can have the aura for everybody, but he can pick one Deathwing character or core and reroll everything, and Samuel can pick one Ravenwing core or character and reroll everything.
Which is, again, healthy for the game. It's a nerf, but it was really annoying to have your whole army reroll everything.
Like, I'm happy to send Belial in the close combat now, that you can't win him 1, 2, or 3. Like, it's just...
Yeah, I guess he died pretty easily before, eh?
He was pretty... I mean, the Sword of Secrets is still Strength 6, -4. It's 3 damage. It's always wounding on 2+. Wait, it's 3 damage. I think it was only 2 damage before. Yep. Oh, I got buffed. Oh, I got buffed a lot. It used to be +1 strength, -3, 2 damage. Now it's +2 strength, -4, 3 damage.
There's another example of weapons going up to 3 damage, making it so the extra wound on Terminators and all that's not as relevant.
We're still killing Terminators here, yeah.
It's obviously what the design of that weapon is meant to do, is to kill Terminators. Not Terminators, but like, Terminators are not strong against that weapon.
Yeah, well...
Never have they been, never will they be.
Samuel first I want to point out the fact that you can no longer take him in... I always get the names backwards. What does he come with here? He is on...
The jet bike.
Yeah, one's called Sableclaw and one's called... I'm brain farting. Either way, you can no longer take Samuel on...
Oh, he used to be in the...
Speeder.
The Speeder,
You can only take him on the jet bike now.
Okay.
His Mastercrafted Plasma Cannon is Heavy D3, Strength 8, -4, 2 damage blast. It does not have an overcharge profile.
So it's always overcharged, but saved.
Yeah, also it's AP4.
Nice.
They basically took the Mastercrafted, whatever they did to Mastercraft bolt guns, they did it to Plasma for these guys and took away the overcharge ability.
Right.
So Strength 8, -4, 2 damage. The Raven Sword is still, I think, the same. Actually, looks like he's got better AP. Yeah, the Raven Sword got +1 strength expected. Yep. And then +1 AP.
Yeah, because it's a power sword, yeah.
And he still does ×2 strength on the charge instead of +2.
Yeah, Samuel's still.
Got his drink and his so that's all. That is all that there is there. Ezekiel, I need to bring. He is our Psyker. There's something interesting here. He has a rule called Master Interromancer.
Right.
Yeah, each time this model attempts to manifest psychic power from Interromancy discipline, add 1 to the psychic test.
That's
we don't have Interromancy anymore.
So there's no,
Is there a thing saying he...
The Space Wolves, the Blood Angels, and the Dark Angels do not have their specific lore of psychic powers anymore. They use the Space Marine one, but that's probably just copy-pasted from the already kind of written supplement. The way he does have Interromancy.
I haven't brought him in forever. If I were to bring him, I will just use Interromancy as a Space Marine book, because
Interromancer of the Space Marine book?
Sorry, out of the Dark Angel book, because there's nowhere else it's printed. I wonder if there might be a sentence on here somewhere saying use that still.
So the Dark Angel book is not allowed to be used anymore. So
I understand. I understand.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
If there's no line here somewhere, I would use it just if I had to bring him for like a.
Why don't you just use the powers of the Space Marine book?
I would. I'm saying if I had to, if we were doing like a what do you call it, a narrative thing or whatever, I'll just use it. And I think
gotcha.
I think it's safe to say if you're playing with your friends, just use it. Just if you're going to an event, it's up to the event coordinators to decide whether or not you're going to do that. So. I would think most people will allow it. The Interromancy discipline isn't by any means amazing. There's a couple of good ones, there's a couple of bad ones, but I would personally rather avoid it. But I mean, it says he's Interromancy.
That's just the rule. That for now, that's just the rule he's going to have when the supplement comes out. When they get Interromancy back.
Sorry, Corvix and Sableclaw. Okay, Corvix is blank. I want to check something real quick for Ezekiel. Did he have this ability? Yes. Okay, so we do have a new ability. I think he had something like this previously. He has the Book of Salvation aura. He has his own aura. Dark Angel's core and Dark Angel's characters within 6 of this model each time it fights. Until that fight is resolved, add one of the attack characteristics of models in that unit.
Nice.
This is not community, blah, blah, blah. So that's actually a really good ability.
That's a super good aura.
Now, he's on foot, so he has a 6-inch move. If you could make him move any faster, it'd be amazing.
Oh, just to keep up with everything. I mean, you can walk around with Terminators.
But I mean, he can fit in the same transfer a Terminator can fit in.
Right.
I think it's well worth bringing Ezekiel in the game again. Asmodai.
He's the Master of Sanctity, right?
Okay, so I think he is. I'm not going to...
Well, what's his keyword?
He doesn't have it.
No Master of Sanctity?
He does not have Master of Sanctity. But I'm not exactly... I don't know everything about Asmodai's lore. Dark Angels player, people that know better than me, correct me. Is he the Master of Sanctity? Is he the Chaplain in charge? Is he the highest one? I know he's the Chief Interrogator. This guy is a torturer and an evil guy.
Does he have the keyword Chief Interrogator?
No.
Okay.
This is the guy.
Right. He's not a good guy.
No. Yeah. Okay. So he's had this weapon called the Blades of Reason forever, that have been just absolutely horrible for as long as I can remember playing.
Throughout the editions?
Dark Angels, yeah.
Okay.
So now what it does is, it's been changed yet again. It's +1 strength, AP nothing, damage 2d3.
What?
Yes. But he can only ever make one attack with his weapon. Oh, he makes one additional attack with his weapon and no more than one attack. So now he just fights with his Crozius Arcanum, and then he has this one
He's got
attack.
like this blade he pulls out and does one attack with his blade? Yeah. Okay, sure.
And if he does the Litany of Hate, you add 1 to the roll, and add 3 to the range. Like this man is...
How many other litanies does he know? Just one?
Just one.
So he's...
Oh, no, 2. He knows 2 other litanies from the battles.
So that kind of makes him seem like the Master of Sanctity, because that's what the Master of Sanctity upgrade is.
Now,
and that's what
the Interrogator Chaplain, sorry?
Or I was going to say that's what Auric has as well. He takes 2 litanies.
Okay. Does he have the Master?
He does actually have the keyword Master of Sanctity. So maybe not. Actually, I don't know anything about that character.
So maybe he's not the Master. Maybe he's not the head Chaplain in charge.
Wait, does he? Not that he knows to. Does he cast 2 litanies? Or does he only throw 1 litany?
1.
Okay, then he's not the Master of Sanctity then. Okay.
He knows 3, but he only does 1.
Right. The Master of Sanctity thing is like chanting 2.
Okay, but here's the thing. You can't upgrade name characters, right?
Correct.
Right, yeah, so I can't make them. Okay, so there's one more thing worth pointing out on Asmodai. Well, one, I will still not buy him until he gets a new model, because his model's like this big.
Fair.
He's smaller than a scout. I hate him, he's tiny. There's the Aura of Dread. So all the Interrogator Chaplains will have this. So Interrogator Chaplain, off my head real quick, they have +1 wound and attack over a regular Chaplain from the Space Marine book.
Okay.
So we're a little better in combat. They also have the Aura of Dread. So enemy units within 6 of the Chaplain will count as being half strength, which only matters for...
combat attrition.
Or sorry, below half strength for combat attrition.
So they run on 1s and 2s.
Yes. If you can make use of it, great.
100%. And then I guess you could, if you really wanted, can you have a Primarist Interrogator Chaplain for them?
No.
So you have a Primarist Chaplain.
Correct.
Are you allowed to take the Primarist Chaplain?
Yes.
I guess so, yeah. I guess there is Chaplains and there is Interrogator Chaplains in the Dark Angels, I suppose.
Interrogator Chaplain with jump pack, same old stuff. Aura of Dread. Okay, Talon Master got some changes. 18-inch move, is that faster than it was before? I think it was 16 before.
Does the Talon Master only come on the speeder?
Yes, he only comes on the speeder.
What do you want one on foot? You got to take a lieutenant?
Yes, lieutenant. So basically, if you want to bring a
Oh, is
mounted...
Master Ravenwing only?
He's Ravenwing. Yeah, he's faster. He's 18-inch move. His weapon skill and his ballistic skill are 2+ now. 8 wounds, 3 attacks. The same weapons. Power Sword obviously got better. Yeah. Tactical Precision Aura. Dark Angels... Core Dark Angels in 6, reroll 1s to wound. That is... Oh, he's lieutenant.
That's
he does have the Company of Heroes, basically, so you take 2 lieutenants for 1 choice.
Yep.
Jink Inner Circle. But he's got a vehicle, so it doesn't matter. And then he used to Kendo ignores cover to all Ravenwing around him. Now he has to pick 1 Dark Angels Ravenwing core unit within 6. No, sorry, get it backwards. He picks 1 enemy unit, and then Dark Angels core within 6 of them ignore cover on him.
Which is what he did before.
Well, no, he handed aura of ignore cover, so I figured out.
Okay.
Now I gotta pick the unit that guy's around me.
That falls in line with the rest of the kind of changes, yeah.
Lazarus is next. I don't even like. I just find him so uninteresting.
He's a
That's the Primarist character.
Yeah, it's the new Primarist guy who came out, eh?
Yeah. Interrogator Chaplain with Terminator armor I brought in our game. Deathwing Apothecary. So there are command squads again in this game.
Yeah.
For every command squad you can bring a Deathwing Apothecary, a Deathwing Champion without taking a slot.
Yeah.
So you can actually get a lot of lead choices in your battalion. And Ravenwing Command does the same thing for Ravenwing Apothecaries and stuff. Now, these apothecaries handing out an aura of, so the Deathwing Apothecary handing out an aura of 6 up ignore damage, as well apothecaries do, pretty good. Can repair D3 lost wounds to Terminators, pretty good. I wish I can make, I don't know if I can make this guy, what do you call that, Chief Apothecary?
I think he just needs the Apothecary keyword.
He does have the Apothecary keyword.
Yeah, it's only the Blood Angel Ancient. As far as I recall, it's the Blood Angel Ancient, the Black Templar Champion, and the Death Watch Captain can't be upgraded to Chapter Master because Death Watch don't have Chapter Masters, they have Watch Masters. The Sanguinary Ancient is the Blood Angel Ancient, they don't have Company Ancients, and the upgraded champion for the Black Templars is the Emperor's Champion. So that's kind of why those ones are specifically stated.
I'm just so used to Dark Angels doing things a little bit differently. I lose the confidence. Like, I can't see why I wouldn't bring this.
Like, could you upgrade an Interrogator Chaplain to a Master of Sanctity, right?
I guess you could.
Because all it requires is the Chaplain keyword, and it's not one of the 3 listed no-goes.
But it doesn't say that anywhere.
What the
you have to have the Chaplain keyword and then.
Oh, it's this part here. That's the one that says you can upgrade any character with those keywords.
But it doesn't say keyword. It just says
because
because they're bold.
That's like a given. Like if it's bolded, that references keyword.
Okay. You're kind of. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I just can't see why you wouldn't. The Deathwing Champion.
Well, we talked about that earlier in the game. Like you're absolutely every Space Marine game is going to have a chapter command model in it.
It's 15 more points to basically
do a second litany.
Well, no, for the people with the Apothecary.
Or for the Apothecary.
Just to bring a model back every turn. Now, I did not do it in our game.
Right.
I don't know why I wouldn't. I don't know why I didn't.
Right. Well, because I upgraded my Iron Priest to a Master of the Forge Iron Priest, right?
So either way, all the chapter command things are just so good.
They're so good, and they don't cost command points anymore. It's just a minor point increase on the model for I think worth it in almost every regard. Every single one of them makes it worth it.
My Deathwing Apothecary or my Ravenwing Apothecary just didn't see much use in 8th edition.
And now you can make it. But the problem with that is, and I typically do this all the time with the Space Wolves, where I always bring a named character. So I feel back. I'm like, my battles are always represented by Bjorn, or like Logan Grimnar, or Ragnar is always there. Sometimes I have like multiple of them there, but there's just so many of them. And now you're gonna have, also in addition to that, I've also brought my Master of the Forge, or I brought my Master of Sanctity, Ulrich, or whatever.
See, here's the thing. I don't like named characters.
Right.
I always brought Belial or Samael because I couldn't replicate them in any way with regular guys. Now I can. So I will be buying some captains on bikes to give them Ravenwing keyword.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, until another errata comes out, you probably won't see me play a captain in Terminator armor, with the Deathwing keyword
because
he
doesn't
won't have Inner Circle.
Yeah, it's true.
But you'll at least see other captains on bikes now. Oh no, what you're gonna see for sure is a chaplain on a bike real soon. I already got the model.
Does a captain on a bike gain
The
drink?
chaplain will gain Ravenwing, and then I almost positive I read a gain drink, but I'll just double check.
But if it's not that big of a deal if he doesn't, because he's already got a 4. He doesn't need. He's already got a 4.
Yeah, he doesn't need it.
Yeah,
but I think he does though. Like
he's got Iron
a
Halo.
Ravenwing, but no jink.
Yeah, but he's already
But
got
he
an
doesn't
Iron
need
Halo.
it. Yeah, he doesn't
he's
need
already got
it.
an Iron Halo.
Okay, the champion. Okay, his weapon is the halberd is +3 strength, -3 AP, 2 damage. If there is a unit of 10 or more models, he makes 3. If he's within engagement range, he makes 3 additional attacks.
Right.
So he gets bonuses by being near a bunch of enemies.
This is the guy with the halberd, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him in play.
But at the start of the fight phase, if his model is engaged with any character units, it fights first that phase.
He's just okay. He's like any other chapter champion. He's just kind of a weird killy elite character.
And he must move or he'll intervene towards characters. It's weird that he gets buffs. It's like he's split. He got a little bit of this year where he gets buffs by being near a bunch of enemies, but he also wants to go near the characters.
Well, champions always want to fight characters. I think that's their role in any Space Marine chapter. That's why the Emperor's Champion is like the best at it.
I just don't know. I'll play around with it. I have one. I haven't used one in probably 2 years.
Well, because they fit a very weird. It's like, do I want to pay like points for this one guy who's kind of good at killing characters?
Yeah,
it is weird. Yeah.
No, but any character he goes up against, he's going to kill him.
Well, yeah, I mean,
well, he doesn't
not like
circle.
Mortari or Magnus or something, but like he'd do pretty good against them.
I just rather spend points elsewhere.
Right, he's gonna go beat up like a regular Warlord or something, like a before Necron Overlord.
Deathwing Terminator squads. We can take all the weapons that we could before.
Giant.
Basically, I know. Well, because we don't have Deathwing Assault Terminators and Deathwing Terminators.
Yeah,
they're all like I can mix Thunder Hammers and Bolt. I can.
It's the exact same as the Wolf Guard. They do
okay, yeah. Nothing worth talking about here. Storm Shields are Storm Shields. Lightning Claws are Lightning Claws.
Lightning Claws again got
Heavy
better.
Flamer's only 5 points, so that's really good for these guys.
Right, yeah. Now you don't feel so bad about bringing a Heavy Flamer, right? It's
I know.
Like, whatever, it costs like next to nothing. It's got longer range. It's much better.
Now we got a new Deathwing Command Squad.
Is this new? You brought it in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't had this in all of 8.
But you had command squads before in
Back
7th.
in 7th.
Yeah.
But they operated very differently. So they have the thing where if there are characters within 3 inches of them,
They can't get shot.
You can't.
It's a better Lucoser.
What I tried to use them for in our game today, or yesterday, well, the game that's up right now, was I brought a squad of 3 of them because you can. You can have one. What's the minimum?
Probably 3. A command squad's typically 3.
Okay, so it's a cheap way to have a cheap unit, because when you play all Terminators, if you want to stick with the theme, you probably don't have a backfield holder.
Yeah.
So I brought them. Okay, so sorry we got interrupted, and my thoughts have kind of been disjointed. But basically, I was able to bring a cheap, 145-ish point 3-man squad to hold backfield
like 50
objectives.
points a model?
With the upgrades I put on them.
Ooh.
But to hold the backfield objective, no.
Because I'm gonna say like.
It was 120. It was 120 points. Originally, I tried to put a cyclone missile launcher on them.
Oh, okay.
But like you still need 5 models to do that. So
I see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you just bring a 5-man squad of Deathwing Terminators for cheaper, like at the same cost, and you'd have 2 more models.
So it is a way of bringing a cheap backfield holding objective while staying within your theme, because you're going to be better off spending 120 points on something else to hold the backfield objective.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Wait, we got our Ravenwing Apothecary, which is good again because of the aura and automatically heal D3.
Is he on a bike?
Yep. No more rolling things. We have a fast-moving apothecary here.
Yeah.
Very fast.
You can make him Chief Apothecary
here.
Chief Apothecary on bike.
I can't see how I wouldn't.
Pretty sure you could at least. Again,
Can't see why you wouldn't.
I don't know. I like it because it's a cool option, but I don't know if I like the idea of the chapter command always being in every game. There's going to be... I wouldn't be surprised if one game has like, oh, the Master of Sanctity is there, the Chief Apothecary is there, the Chapter Master is there, the Master of the Forge is there.
But in lore, it's like he's not the Chief Apothecary. Where he needs the rules of Chief Apothecary, he's just a really good one.
I guess you could say that.
I know. But you got to accept it because unfortunately it's always going to be the case.
Right.
Ancient, all kinds of. Okay, so Black Knights are worth talking about. Now, Black Knights with 3 wounds, amazing.
Right.
What
about their plasma guns?
Okay, so they're the same. So they're Assault 2, Strength 7, -3, 1 damage, or Supercharged, Strength 8, -3, 2 damage. And then unmodified ones, destroy a model, which is a lot scary now with 3 wounds.
Yep.
So power weapons got buffed for the sergeant. No, everybody has to pay for their Corvus Hammer now. 5 points a model.
Do their points go down 5 points a model?
No, they're actually pretty expensive. They probably are worth it because the Corvus Hammer now is +1 strength, same as before, -1, same as before, and it's flat 2 damage now. So it used to be 1 damage, but if you rolled a 6 to wound, it was D3 damage.
Oh,
I didn't like that. That was clunky.
It's kind of bad, yeah.
Now it's flat 2. But the problem here is you're going to be paying, let's see, Ravenwing Black Knights is 40 points a model, and then 5 points per Corvus Hammer.
What do they have? Do they have a bolt pistol? What do they have for weapons? Or do they have like does the Corvus Hammer?
Bolt pistol, plasma talon, frag, and crack grenades. So you have a bolt pistol.
So you're not even swapping like a chainsaw for the Corvus Hammer? It's like they come with nothing, or they may take a Corvus Hammer for 5 points?
Yeah. Now, if the Corvus Hammer was still 1 damage, I'd scrap it. I wouldn't take it.
Right.
The problem is I don't want to pay 450 points for a 10-man bike squad.
Wow, 450, jeez.
That its job is going to be to shoot, because that's plasma talons. It has assault 2 plasma guns. But that 2 damage Corvus Hammer makes me want to charge now.
Realistically, all that does is allow them to kill Marines again. Imagine how bad it was if they couldn't kill Marines with that.
But okay, 450. Okay, so it's 400 points without the Corvus Hammer.
Right.
450 with.
Yeah.
Now, I honestly I don't know. I'm gonna play both. I don't know. I think you gotta buy the hammer. It's only 50 points, but at the same time, it's 50 points. Now, we have better jank. We always have an invuln. We can get an invuln in combat with a stratagem.
Right.
We can have an apothecary nearby to heal them. We can have an apothecary nearby upgraded that can just bring a model back, bring a model back, bring a model back.
But you can't transhuman them anymore.
But you can't transhuman them anymore.
Yeah, that is a pretty big hit to the Ravenwing.
They're toughness 5.
Which is nice.
And 3 wounds. I will take the loss of transhuman physiology.
For everything else. Yeah.
For everything else we've gained.
Yep, that's fair.
But other than that, like, they're really, really expensive. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe they might be too. I don't know. They might be too expensive. The Dark Shroud is pretty much the same, only it feels too expensive nowadays. I don't know. Landspeeder of Vengeance.
Oh, right, because it's the -1 to hit guy, right?
Yeah. Landspeeder of Vengeance.
Is that the weird plasma guy?
Yes. So I have 2 of the large Landspeeders that can be. Like, I have them like magnetized to either one.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna be 2 Vengeances in the games now.
I remember wrecked me one. I was playing Death Guard. It like annihilated like a rhino and some guys. I'm like, what's going on here?
So what this weapon was 30. It was actually 24-inch range originally, but in the edition they made it 36-inch range, which is good. So it was heavy D6. Luka is so tired. We've been talking all day. It was heavy D6, strength 7, -3, 2 damage. Overcharging to strength 8, -3, 3 damage.
Yeah.
But if it rolled a 1 to hit, or 1 to hit.
At any point?
You would take 3 mortal wounds and the weapon was destroyed. It would blow up and you can't fire for the rest of the game.
And then it's useless.
It was so bad.
Right.
But, I mean, with Weapons of the Dark Age and other things, like, I tried to make use of it. It wasn't that expensive. Now that weapon is heavy 2d3, which is way better than d6. Strength 8 base, -3, 2 damage, and blast. And you can overcharge it for heavy 2d3, strength 9, -3, 3 damage. And for each 1 hit is 1 mortal wound, no other downside. Doesn't explode anymore.
It's way better.
It's way better.
That's actually really good.
And it has Jink.
Ooh, nice.
Built-in 5-up invuln.
Okay. How many wounds do they have? Like 10?
It's only 6.
9. Oh, I guess it could kill itself.
Oh, sorry. 9. Toughness 6, 9 wounds. I meant to say 9.
It could kill itself in a couple rounds of shooting, but that'd be required to roll like 9 rounds.
Now, like, it's Landspeeder. I'm going to check it because I remember reading the point cost when I first read this, and it wasn't bad. The Vengeance is, how much would you pay for that?
120, 130 points, maybe?
Dang near nailed it. 120 points.
Yeah.
125 if you buy the Assault Cannon as well. I think worth it all day long. I'm going to bring 2 now. Now, the Aura of -1 to hit 1 is a Dark Shot. It's 135 points. Or 130 points, you're not going to upgrade it. So I don't know if I want to spend 130 points anymore to hand out an Aura of -1 to hit. It was good previously. I don't know if you need that anymore.
Yeah, because it's just there's so many ways to. There's so many other things that are like so much dense strain on the table now that thing just might have a wasted ability, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ravenwing, Dark Talon, one of our first 2. We have to talk about both our flyers.
The Nephilim and the Dark Talon.
Okay, so the Dark Talon was the one that kept getting point cost increases. It was the one that...
Is that the bomber?
kind of does have a bomb, but even the bomb got changed. It was the one where that one guy brought like a bunch of these in the tournament.
Right.
And then they got had the point cost increased. Okay, so it still has 2 Hurricane Bolters. Its Rift Cannon is different. It used to be heavy D3 strength,
10.
and it's like 3 damage.
Yeah.
And then you roll a die on your chart, and then if you roll a 3+, if you're unwounded, you do D3 mortal wounds. Now it's just heavy D3, strength 12, and then no AP, no damage, because each time you successfully, it has blast for some reason. Each time you hit a target, every time you wound a target, you just take 3 mortal wounds.
That's super good.
Yeah.
That's like way better.
Way better.
Was it D6 damage before or flat? It was flat 3 before, right?
It's flat 3 before.
Yeah, so you pretty much wound most things on 2s, and you just take 9 more wounds. If you have 3 shots.
So it's still going to be as good against vehicles.
Yep.
Except for I'm going to ignore all your...
It was another Terminator killer.
It's a squad killer too now, right? It's going to carry over. It's mortal wounds.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Like, that's just positive all the way around. The stasis bomb has changed. Once per game, you move phase, blah, blah, blah. You fly over a unit, and it does D3 mortal wounds to a unit. Excluding vehicles and monsters.
And
it can't fall back.
What do you mean it can't? Oh, that unit can't fall back. Okay, I'm like, what do you mean this thing can't fall back?
And it can't fall. So you can, I don't know. So the thing about that is, the way I want to use it now is if I'm already in combat or I'm about to, so if I'm about to charge something, it's fine. But I can use it to, if I'm already in combat, I can fly over 2 squads fighting and hit just the one. Because there's no targeting rules, right? It's the bomb.
You pick an enemy unit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, either way.
It's not a shooting attack, so you can target
It's a different type of bomb. I rarely use my previous bomb because I never flew over things, but and that's it. So, I mean, mortal wounds, not bad. The Nephilim jet fighter was the thing that always bothered me. Josh, to this day, still makes fun of me about it. So the Nephilim jet fighter in the lore was the best dogfighter.
I remember
these stories.
It was fighting like Necron Knight size and took on like 20 of them.
Yeah, that was a good story, actually. It could not fight other aircraft.
It was not actually kitted out to fight other aircraft at all.
It hit on 5s. It was ridiculous. Like, whoever wrote the rules weren't terrible.
Well, that's right, because it didn't ignore moving and firing heavy, and then it would have a -1 to hit the hard to hit aircraft. Yeah. Hit him on 5s.
It was ridiculous. Tons of sweeping changes to this thing. Okay, so first of all, the Avenger Mega Bolter, which is a weapon I'm now going to take every time, it is 36-inch range, strength 5, -1, 2 damage.
How many shots?
10.
Oh, nice.
And it has 2 heavy bolters, so I can roll those 16 shots all together. Strength 5, -1, 2 damage.
And they're all 2 damage, yeah.
Yeah. So, or I can take either the Avenger for 10 shots or a twin laskin, which I always did. Now that weapon is interesting, and that is 2 damage. The Black Sword Missile Launcher has 2 of them. It's strength heavy 1, strength 7 -3, 2 damage. But each time attack is made, or damage allocated to aircraft, has damage characteristic of 4.
Right.
So it's going to hit aircraft probably on 4s because aircraft are hard to hit.
Yeah.
But at least it's 4 damage. I think it's something to follow its rules. And I think that's about it for that one. Yeah. So
Neither of them have strafing. Neither of them have strafing run, or
no.
Okay.
No. Actually, yes. Ooh, good point. They both lost strafing run.
They had it before.
Yep.
Oh wow. That's
The Dark Talon still hover. That one is not.
Now, to be fair, strafing run was something built in to counteract the fact they didn't have Power of the Machine Spirit before. So I seen that in
that's fair.
The Space Marine, not the Interceptor, but the Stormhawk. Was it the Stormhawk? The little one? Is that the Storm Talon or Stormhawk? What's the little ship with the?
Stormhawk is the.
It's got a assault cannon.
Storm Talon is the little.
It's got assault cannons and heavy bolters.
Well, they both do.
Oh, yeah.
The Stormhawk is the one that.
They used to have strafing run. They used to have strafing run because they didn't have Power of the Machine
Storm
Spirit.
Talon is one that
Yeah. So it would be in the 8th edition. It would hit on 3s because it would shoot things on the ground. But then, boy, did the Iron Hands book come out, and then all of a sudden all your vehicles ignore moving and firing heavy weapons. All of a sudden that thing was hitting everything on 2s, rolling 1s to hit. That thing was like the most powerful like Iron Hand unit. People were running 5 of them. And then the new codex or the new edition came out saying that they ignore all vehicles ignore moving and firing heavy. I'm like, okay, well the Iron Hand rule is a little bit worse now, but that's fine because everyone has access to it. And then the new codex came out saying, yeah, we only ever meant this thing to hit on 3s, so it lost strafing run. So it's probably the same for them. They only ever meant for them to hit on 3s, not 2s. All that good stuff. Yeah.
It makes sense. Okay, so basically, when this is all said and done, Deathwing and Ravenwing can play very well on their own again.
Yep.
Even better together. Greenwing got tons of buff because of this book.
Yeah, that buff got a lot better.
I have tons of new ways of playing this army, and I'll play pure Ravenwing next because we just did pure Deathwing. Yeah, I'm very happy with the changes. I'm excited for a new book eventually, but I'm more than happy to play with this
until then
for a long time.
Yeah, I mean that can definitely get you by. Like the game that we played had a lot of meat to it, and I was surprised. I thought it'd be lacking a lot of the more characteristic aspects of the Dark Angels or the Space Wolves, but it felt like we were playing both those armies, which was nice.
In 9th edition so far, every time I tried to make a Ravenwing list, I had to dumb it down or take it off the table because my opponent's armor, like, it was already too killy.
Right.
It's fast, tough, and killy.
Yeah.
Now I got more wounds on my bikes. I got the built-in invulnerable save on all the bikes, even the flyers now, because they all have Jink.
That's true.
I want to make sure they didn't lose Jink. I'm assuming they have Jink still.
I was gonna say, like, if anyone's watching this video and is concerned that the potential, like, all the wound increase on all these regular Marines having 2 wounds now and the Terminators having 3, like, just use those planes as an example of all the weapons that have gone up to flat 2 damage now. So, like, those weapons still kill 2 Terminators in 2 shots like they did before, or they kill regular Marines in 2 shots or 1 shot now like they did before. So the wound increase is nice, but it's not really gonna alter the game. Like, against bolt guns it will, sure.
Yeah.
Did they still have Jink?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So right now, Ravenwing and Deathwing, huge buffs against every army in the game except for Space Marines. Space Marines still have tons of ways of doing multiple damage for them, which is good. So yeah, I'm very happy. Huge buffs. I have nothing else to say other than the fact that I think I can only play Ravenwing against other Space Marines right now, or topper stronger list.
I'll fight Necrons against.
Now, to be fair, I haven't played all the points yet because the points did go up.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I would go toe-to-toe with as the Necrons.
All right, so like we've said numerous times today, there is a game in the MiniWarGaming Vault right now where I play 2,000 points of Deathwing Terminators against 2,000 points of Luka and the Space Wolves.
Assortment of
with everything
stuff.
with new rules one way or the other.
Yeah, most of the stuff I cared about, I guess, that I wanted to show off, yeah.
And if you're not already a Vault member, you can click the link below, get yourself a 7-day free trial, watch that bat rep, peruse around, check out what's in there, and then you can leave if you want afterwards. Also, there's a bunch of codes for a bunch of vendors. A bunch of stores. You can get,
if you're a Silver Vault member, you don't realize it. There's a bunch of terrain discounts we have under the Vault section on the website.
Actually, there's a lot. I was actually in there a couple days ago. There's actually a lot more stores in there than even I expected.
Yeah.
And Dave was contacting a bunch more. There's going to be more stores being added in there to get your online coupons. So if you spend a lot of money every month, like a lot of us do, on Warhammer or terrain
specifically,
nice discounts.
Yeah, terrain can add up quite a bit. Anyways, folks, thanks for tuning in. This one was significantly shorter than the Space Wolf one because I had everything in my head. Steve knew what he wanted to do. I could just talk and grumble and waste everyone's time like a real professional. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the reviews. If you haven't checked out the Space Wolf one, check it out. It's long and arduous.
There actually is one more thing we need to cover.
Ooh.
At the end of the Space Wolf review, Luka was telling us a story about the honor duel.
We want to talk about that again?
You gotta give him the back half. Here's the end of that story because there was more that after the camera went off. Give him the end of it.
Right, the end of the story.
So you have to watch 2 videos to get the full story, obviously.
Right. The Space Wolf character, this blood brother, he pronounced it Blood Brother.
Of course.
Are
you struggling to go to where you left off?
No, I remember.
Don't start over.
I want to so bad. He agreed to the duel with the lion because he was honor bound to, though he didn't quite expect it to turn out that way. The duel didn't last very long. The lion waited for the Space Wolf individual to start off with the opening blow. So he takes his frost axe. He's like, he sighs. He swings at the lion as hard as he can. The author describes it as like this very epic, very clean, quick, like unimaginably quick swing. Like no one will be able to stop this. Then the lion just grabs the shaft of the axe and then just throws him off to the side and like pretty much, I think he like punches him down or he gets him down already, puts a sword to his throat, and that was it. That's the end of the duel there.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy wargaming.